Hey guys, welcome to week 4 of Afternoon Adventures. We have some amazing adventures planned for you this week. Parents, this week's adventures are brought to you by Mercy Project, the nonprofit my wife and I started 10 years ago to help rescue children from human trafficking in Ghana, Africa. We'd love for your family to consider sponsoring one of the 160 children we've rescued from human trafficking. All right, guys, it's time for our next adventure.
Howdy, my name is Wendy. I was born right here in Bryan, Texas, and I am 44 years old. Soon to be 45.
Howdy, my name is Ben Erdman. I'm originally from Charlottesville, Virginia, where I was born. And right now I'm 47, but I'll be 48 in July.
Ben and Wendy, how did y'all meet?
Through basketball.
Through basketball and piano lessons.
You want to tell us a story?
Sure.
Let's see.
We started with piano lessons because we had the same teacher. And her name was Trish Petticord.
Then we met through basketball.
Right.
My dad was the coach. I remember because Candy Rose said, Wendy, stop running with Ben, let's shoot the ball.
And then the rest was history?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So can people with Down syndrome get married?
Yes.
How long have y'all been married?
16. It'll be 17 in three months.
Wow. Well, okay, so let's get started about Down syndrome. So what is Down syndrome?
Down syndrome is... Let's see. Down syndrome is something that some of us get when we are born.
Mm-hmm.
I think they found out before you were born.
Right. The parents find out before you're born.
Mm-hmm. Do they always find out before the child is born, or can the parent find out after the child is born?
Is it after?
It can be both. So
I mean, both.
It can be both.
Right. And so can you say how Down syndrome occurs? So with the chromosomes?
Well, with the chromosomes, some of them our parents give us.
Mm-hmm.
And and then there's an extra chromosome for ones who have Down syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be the 21st.
Right.
Yeah.
So 3 copies of the 21st chromosome?
Yeah.
Right. So when did you get Down syndrome?
Well, actually, I think my parents found out before I was born that I was going to have Down syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So you got it when you were born?
Yeah.
Do you know how many people have Down syndrome?
Not that
Not that many.
Not that many.
Yeah. Do you know about how many?
I would say...
More than 15?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lucky few.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we learned that Down syndrome is the 3rd copy, or 3 copies of the 21st chromosome.
Right.
And you get Down syndrome when you are born. And, okay, so what does having Down syndrome mean for you two?
Well, if I didn't have Down syndrome, I couldn't meet this one.
You're so right. So, do you like having Down syndrome?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And what do you like about having Down syndrome?
Because we're more than
alike and different.
Yeah. So what do you wish people knew about Down syndrome?
I would say, for people, I would say for ones who do have Down syndrome, to be patient, work with them, and explain things a little bit more.
Wendy, what do you wish people knew about Down syndrome?
The same thing what Ben just said.
Yeah. Can you add a little more?
Like what?
So what do you wish that people saw in you because you have Down syndrome?
Like, take my friends, for example, they don't love me because I have Down syndrome. They love me because who I am.
They do the same thing for me too.
So having Down syndrome is a part of you, but it's not who you are. Right. So, let's talk about you two. So, what are your favorite things to do?
Well, we like to go to the movies. We like to go on dates, double dates.
Who do you like to go on double dates with?
Well, I'd say different people.
Yeah.
People like to do that.
Right.
Yeah. What kind of movies do you like to watch?
All kinds.
Well, we would say all kinds of movies.
Do you have like a few favorite movies?
There is one that's one of my all-time favorites that I started watching when I was about 5 years old, which is Star Wars.
Star
My
Wars.
favorite movie is Twilight.
Twilight. What do you like about those movies?
Because Edward, well, I like the majority of the movie because if you watch it all the way through, you get more and more into it.
Yeah. Ben, what do you like about Star Wars?
Because it's a science fiction type and relaxing type of movie. Because of the Jedi part, they use their mind tricks where they close their eyes and imagine stuff. And it helps them keep the Force flow through them. And also they get rid of the dark side of the Sith and things like that.
Do you have a favorite Star Wars character?
Well, my favorite would happen to be the Jedis. And there's also one saying that I always like to say that came from Darth Vader. Every time I put my mask on at night to sleep. Which is, Luke, I am your father.
So what mask do you wear to sleep?
It's like a CPAP type.
And what does that help you do?
It helps me breathe easy when I sleep.
Does everyone with Down syndrome have to wear a CPAP machine?
No, not everyone.
Gotcha.
Only the ones that were diagnosed with sleep apnea are the ones that have to wear it.
Gotcha. Okay. So going back to movies, do you have a favorite Disney movie?
Disney, yes.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
I like Old Yeller, but my all-time favorites are musicals.
Yeah.
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
Frozen 2.
Yeah.
Frozen 2. That's a good one. Do you like Frozen 2, Ben?
Yes.
Do you like the first Frozen?
Yes.
No.
Well, actually, we do like the first Frozen, but there's a song that always gets in our head, and that's why we don't watch it that often.
Which song gets in your head?
Let It Go.
Let it go.
How does that one go? Ben, how does that one go?
Well, let's see. Let it go, let it go.
I'm not afraid of the cold anyway.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So, what do you like about Frozen 2?
That's a really good movie. It has a lot more songs in it than the first one.
Yeah.
What other animated movies do y'all like?
That's an animated.
Like Mary Poppins,
Like Mary Poppins?
Yeah, Mary Poppins and
Snow White,
right. Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. the cartoon one and the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like kick butt type movies too.
And what are those?
Like wrestling or what are the others that we like that are kick butt?
Rocco, Texas
Thank
Ranger.
you. But that's not a movie though, that's a TV show too.
It's still good.
Um,
Do y'all like listening to music?
yes.
What kind of music do you like listening to?
All kinds.
Mm-hmm.
Like 50s, country,
Christian music.
Christian music.
Yeah. Do you like listening to musical music?
Yes.
Gotcha. So when you said that you like listening to Christian music, can people with Down syndrome go to church?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there anything that you get to do at church because you have Down syndrome?
Not really, but some churches have what they call special needs ministry.
Mm-hmm. And can you tell me about that?
Sure. The special needs ministry consists of ones with Down syndrome and some without Down syndrome.
And what do you get to do?
Lots of fun stuff. We have what's called the Sunday Mix, which is a Sunday school class,
Mm-hmm.
which consists of ones with Down syndrome and some without.
Mm-hmm.
And
We play with our lesson in our Sunday school books.
yeah.
We play tic-tac-toe and we answer the questions and we do games like that during Sunday school.
And we also got groups like the Mix and those that love as well too.
Mm-hmm. So what other activities do you get to do because you have Down syndrome?
Well, there's also other things we do besides church stuff too.
Like once in a while, we go to events for Young Life, like
Yes.
the Young Life Talent Show or the Cookout.
Mm-hmm. And what is Young Life?
And Young Life is
It's
a bunch of A&M students come together every Thursday for clubs. For ones with Down syndrome can come and have fun and learn about Jesus.
They also have games
Right?
in worship, and they always have dance and Bible time. And
So what are some other activities that you get to participate in?
Let's see, there's also Pride Assist baseball
in roller bicycles.
and road rascals.
And what are both of those?
Well, the Pride Assist baseball is some of us with Down syndrome or not get together on Friday nights and play some practice or play baseball.
And Wendy, what is Road Rascals?
Roller bicycles is a bunch of our friends have fun and ride bikes, and
That's also for Special Olympics.
it's also for Special Olympics.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's on a Wednesday or Saturdays.
Yeah.
Once in a while, they do go to Cane's afterwards,
Right.
and at different times they do roller bicycles. And we also had a cheer type for roller bicycles.
So can people with Down syndrome play sports?
Yes.
And what is y'all's favorite sport to play?
Mine's basketball.
One of our favorites is basketball. Another one of our favorites is cycling
And swimming.
and swimming.
And do you do those all year long?
The sports that we do are year round. We also used to do tennis and powerlifting. And but the ones we like the best are the kinds where you don't have to lift anything.
That's good.
The reason we're taking a break from tennis is because we think that road bicycles is more exercise than tennis.
Yeah.
How far on a bike do you ride?
Well, that depends on the coaches.
Like say for example, Coach Sandra.
Yeah.
They take the 2.0 on a path and they drive a lot faster than we do.
Right.
So we are the rascals chill.
Yes.
The chill group. I like it. So do you ride like a mile?
Sometimes we ride like a mile or a little less. For right now.
That's a lot of exercise.
Skills and stuff
Yeah.
in the parking lots.
So, do you get to participate and make new friends in all of these sports?
Yes.
Yes.
And how many of your friends also participate in these sports?
Let's see.
Most half the people who play basketball with
Yeah.
us. Who got started at Special Olympics with us.
And they also have other sports too, like bocce ball, softball,
Golf.
track and field.
So,
Golf.
have y'all made a lot of friends because you have Down syndrome?
Well, people can make friends whether they have Down syndrome or not.
Yeah.
And have you made a lot of friends with Down syndrome?
Yes.
Yes.
And you can even make friends with ones that you were in high school with too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do all of your friends have to have Down syndrome?
No.
No.
Good answer. Okay, so what are some of your favorite things to do besides play sports and watch movies?
Sometimes we go on double dates.
Yes.
And what else?
And sometimes I have girls' night out sometimes too.
What do you do at Girls Night Out?
Well, sometimes we go to the movies or dinner or get coffee at Starbucks.
Right.
One ends, you know.
And Ben, what do you like to do?
Well, I like to, even though I'm retired now, I get to do about anything I want.
Oh.
So, I like to do all the stuff that we're talking about. And also we have a good friend that we sometimes have lunch with once in a while. And her name is Becky Lacia.
Where are some of your favorite places to go eat?
We like Cheddar's, we like Mexican,
And like Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. But I have to admit this part. My confession is my most favorite food that I eat almost all the time, but I try not to eat that often, is pizza.
And what's your favorite kind of pizza?
Well, sometimes we eat Supreme, but my all-time favorite is all meat.
All meat. Wendy, do you like pizza?
Yes, I like the all meat, but my favorite is Supreme.
So do you like vegetables?
Yes.
Yeah.
But fruit on pizza,
No.
No fruit. No fruit. I got that. So you said that one of your favorite places to eat is at Chick-fil-A, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Wendy, tell us a little bit about you and Chick-fil-A.
Well, I've been with Chick-fil-A for 24 years. I say that because I started working at Post-up Mall at age 21, and now I'm still at Chick-fil-A on Briarcrest. Right now, for the time being.
Go ahead and tell them what they're doing now for Chick-fil-A.
I said that because they're remodeling and rebuilding a new Chick-fil-A on Briarcrest.
So what does that mean for the kids who go to Chick-fil-A? Can you give us an inside scoop on if the playground is going to be bigger and better?
Yes, and indoors, which I suggest.
Amazing. So your suggestion is coming true. I love it. And Ben, where have you worked before?
Well, let's see. Now, when I have worked, I started working when I was 16 in the JTPA program at A&M. And that's what helped me get my second job at A&M.
And what was your second job at A&M?
Well, my first one was in the music department at A&M back when I was 16. My second one, which I stuck with for a lot of years, was at the College of Engineering and Dean of Faculties. And I was mainly hired to work on computers. And I was there for like 22 years when I took my medical retirement.
Wow. So, can people with Down syndrome have jobs?
Yes.
Yes.
Can they be anything that they want to be?
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. So what would you say, and Wendy, you can use this as if a little kid were to come up to you in Chick-fil-A, what would you say to a little boy or girl who wasn't sure how to talk to somebody with Down syndrome?
They can come to me and ask me, or they can ask their parents.
Right.
And what do you think that parents should tell their kids?
The truth about Down syndrome, like I always say, there's one more than different.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So there's not much difference between us. So you would tell them to talk to their parents about how to ask somebody with Down syndrome how their day was, or they can ask them anything they want, or talk to them like they're a friend. So if a little kid came up and asked you, why do you have Down syndrome? What would you tell them?
Because that's how God made me.
And I would say the same thing too.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Do y'all have a big family?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And do you have any little cousins or little babies in the family?
Well, only on Wendy's side.
On Wendy's side?
Mm-hmm.
Wendy, what do you wish, and Ben, what do you wish that those little kids would know when they grow older about being friends with people with Down syndrome? Do you think that they should reach out to people with Down syndrome and be their friend?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And why do you think that? Why is that important?
Well, we think it's important so that way people won't feel left out.
Mm-hmm.
I said that because, excuse me, I said that because I have a cousin on my dad's side, which is the Yarbrough, named Matthew Yarbrough, and he has Down syndrome.
And he's the only one from her side of the family that has Down syndrome besides Wendy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, and me, yeah. Thank you.
So do you think it's important to spread awareness to especially little kids that y'all are more alike than different, and we are more alike than different?
Yes.
Yeah. And what do you think the best way to spread that news is?
Well, to spread the news, we would say have fun with them. Show them what they need to do as they grow up.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get to be adults, they can also teach them to be independent.
Just like us.
Just like we are.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of independent, can you tell us where we're sitting right now?
Well, right now we're sitting at our front porch.
And is this your house?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And do y'all live here by yourselves, or do y'all live here with somebody else?
We live here by ourselves.
And so, can people with Down syndrome live independent lives and grow up and move out of their parents' house and get their own place?
Yes.
Yes.
And what's your favorite part about not being in your mom and dad's house anymore?
Well, you don't have to put it that way. I like the freedom, and it taught me big fish to live with, and we go on dates about it.
Yes, we do.
We take you, boo, to go on dates sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And even ones with Down syndrome can also play the piano.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Do y'all ever cook in your kitchen?
sometimes we do.
And sometimes we don't.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, we all love to eat out.
But not every day.
Right.
Not every day, you're right. So what else would you like to tell us today? It can be anything.
Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, even with ones with Down syndrome can also be potty trained too.
Yeah.
And what else?
Let's see. We can also start some support groups of our own too, like we have here.
Speaking of support groups, we also have our local Down Syndrome Association Valley support group. And if you need information about Down syndrome, just contact Sydney or Melissa.
Is there anything else that you want to tell us today?
That's all I can think of.
I know I told y'all that I worked for Chick-fil-A for 24 years, but I just want to leave with I've been in food service all my life. I went through Home Dairy Queen first out of school. Then I went to El Chico's, a Mexican food restaurant. Then Chick-fil-A at the mall, then Chick-fil-A on Broadcast.
Don't forget about BCS Fitness when you go back.
And when I go back to BCS Fitness.